Hey everyone, welcome to fantasyfifteen.com and singlegamedfs.com. My name is Mike and I'm here on September 9th. We're at the end of the first week of football. I'm going to try a little experiment with Monday Night Football on the Showdown slate to use usage of players instead of projected point totals. So what exactly do we mean by that? What do we mean by usage? Usage is defined as the number of either pass attempts, rushing attempts, or targets to receivers. So instead of trying to use a projected points sum for each player and putting that into either a solver or a calculator to come up with an optimal lineup, we're going to use usage projections instead of projected point total projections. The tool we're using is a free tool made available by RotoGrinders. You can find it on their website. I'll put a link in the description below. And you can use these numbers in their free tool to come up with essentially use them as the solver to come up with your lineups. So the number you have to develop is the usage number. You have to find this number. You can look it up in historical performance of players from previous contests, previous games. You can go back as far or as little as you like. But basically, if we're looking for quarterbacks, the number of pass attempts. For running backs, we're looking for their rushing attempts. And for wide receivers, we're looking for their targets. One of the big challenges for any slate in a showdown contest is just to determine who's going to play and how much they'll see the ball. So if we look at our sheet here, we can see how we've got the positions outlined as they are represented in a DraftKings showdown contest. We have a quarterback, we have 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, a tight end, a defense, and a kicker. And we're going to take our projected usage for each of those positions and enter them into the RotoGrinders tool as the percentage of participation in the slate that we want for that particular player. All right, so let's see if I can get both of these screens here to show together so we can see how this all lines up. So the logic behind this is the players with the most likelihood of getting touches, balls handed to them, or targets as receivers, or passes thrown, are more likely to score points than just by using the raw average points that they've scored in the past, or average points that we project by guessing that they'll score in this contest. So once you've come up with the expected usage for each player, we're just going to enter that into the RotoGrinders tool for the percentage of the lineups that we want to see them in. So you take a look at Breeze, we expect him to have 57 pass attempts. His projected percentage of use is 57. Kamara, expect him to get the ball 27 times. Latavius Murray, 20 touches, and so on and so on. So that's for the main positions of quarterback, running backs, and receivers and tight end. For defense and kickers, I'm just going to use the projected points that are already in the RotoGrinders model here and use that number as my usage percentage in the lineup creation tool. So I'm just going to carry over those projected point totals into the percent I want them in the lineups. So if we look at like our kicker, Will Lutz, we expect him to score 9.19 points, so we'll put him down for 9% participation in the 10 lineups that we have. And we'll do the same with the defenses. We'll put them down for desired participation amount by the projected points total that RotoGrinders already has for us in the model here. So the Saints are projected to score 7 points. We'll put them for 7%, and so on. Then when you build your lineups in the RotoGrinders tool, you can just export those lineups into a CSV file that can be easily uploaded into DraftKings. So you can multi-enter 10 quick lineups for free using this tool that's free on RotoGrinders. And we'll show you how to do that real quick here so you can see how to enter those 10 lineups into either your dummy lineups or over lineups that you've already created in DraftKings. So RotoGrinders has a button that allows you to export to CSV this work you've just created in their tool. do that and then copy those lineups. And then open up your DraftKings, go to your lineups page. We've already created 10 dummy lineups. So we're looking under the slate for NFL Showdown tonight. Download that template. It has our 10 dummy lineups. And so we take the RotoGrinders CSV, copy it, and paste it over into the DraftKings template. Save it. And then we're going to upload that template back into DraftKings. It's usually in your downloads folder if you have trouble finding it. And then we can take a look at the lineups. That first one you see is a showdown for MLB we're still working on. But the ones after that, you can see 10 lineups that we created with the RotoGrinders tool are now in DraftKings. We'll post these 10 lineups in fantasyfifteen.com so we can see how we did using expected usage as our tool to determine how many lineups players should participate in, and or what percentage players should participate in these 10 lineups. We'll post them all in Fantasy 15, and you can check out the results tomorrow or even later tonight, and we'll see how we did. Check out Fantasy 15 and singlegamedfs.com for more information on how you can get lineup creation tools and projected point totals for slates in all 4 major sports. Good luck and have a good slate, everyone.